All right, class, today we are going to talk about the oil production assignment. We're going to be calculating the amount of money that your oil production company makes per state that it has operations. So let's get into it. First thing you need to do is you need to launch a new blank workbook in Excel. Make sure you turn on that auto save up here. I'm going to go ahead and leave mine off for the moment because I am doing this multiple times. But you need to have that auto save turned on. Let's get into the instructions. Number one was open up a new workbook. We've already done that. Fantastic. The second one is A1. We're going to type our name. So I'm going to use my last name and then oil production company. Awesome. So that's on A1. Next instructions, we're going to work cell A4 through F4 here. And we're going to enter in the information state. And then we're going to move over, and it says barrels of oil produced daily by the 1,000. And we need to put those on separate lines. So we're going to first type in barrels of, and then we're going to hold down the Alt key and enter. And that's going to put us onto a new line within the same cell, oil, Alt enter, produced, Alt enter, daily, and then put by the 1,000 there in the parentheses. Then we hit the tab key, and that's going to move us over to the next cell, which says price per barrel. And again, Alt enter between each of the words, per barrel. Hitting the tab key to move on to the next one. So what I want you to do now is go ahead and pause this video, open up the PDF, and I want you to look at the instructions for number 4 and fill out all of the data that you see there, then come back to this video and continue on. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and continue on with all of this information. Make sure that your data matches exactly what is in my chart here. Whoops, zoomed in a little bit too much. Let's go ahead and zoom out again. There we go. That's good. So all of your data should match exactly what I have right up here. Okay. So now let's take a look at what we need to do for our calculations. The first calculation we're going to make is the gross value, the total amount of money that we made. And that's going to be the amount of oil that we took out of the ground times the price per barrel. And remember, this is in thousands, so we need to enter in that formula. So it's going to equal our C5, or actually we're going to do it B5, times our C5 times 1,000. Remember, times is shift and 8. Pressing the enter key, and there we go. We get a nice value there, big value. What is that? That's a very large value there. That's a lot of money. Taxes. Taxes equals 9% of this gross value number. So we're going to say equals D5, that number we just calculated, times shift 8, 9, and percent, which is shift 5. Pressing enter, we get that taxes number. Next thing is net value. That means what do we make after we paid our taxes? So we're going to take this number and subtract this number. So we're going to say equal sign. Remember, every single formula starts with an equal sign. D5 minus E5. And there we go. We get a nice, another big number here. Okay, so our next thing is to calculate these values for every single one of our states. Oops, don't want to zoom too far. We're going to use our big plus, little plus trick. So let's come over to D5. We're going to highlight that by clicking with the big plus, the little plus down in the bottom corner. Click and drag it all the way down to Oklahoma. And again, on this one, we're dragging all the way down. And once again here, we drag down. And we can clearly see Texas definitely makes the most money here. They are a big producer of oil. Okay, so we are moving on. We have already gotten to instruction number 9 if you're following along in the PDF. What we need to do here now is type total at the bottom of this, and we're going to calculate some totals. Actually, yeah, A11 is where we want total. Total is in A11. Good. Now we're going to come over here And we are first going to change the row height, actually. Row height to 30. Whoops, wrong row height. Let's come back down to 11. Row height on 11 is going to be 30. Awesome. Okay, row height on 11 is now 30. And we're going to go ahead and sum up our cells. So we can do our shortcut. Remember, we highlight these, hold down Alt and the equal sign, and it sums down below for us. Okay, so our next thing we're going to need to do is find out our maximums and minimums. So we're going to come down a little bit farther to A14 here, and we're going to go ahead and write the word maximum. And we're going to come over next to our B14, and we're going to find the maximum of this value here. So we're going to type in equal sign. We're going to type max, M-A-X. Open up our parentheses, and then we click and drag on the cells that we want to find the maximum from. So here it's B5 to B10. Hold down Shift, close our parentheses, hit Enter, and there we go. We find the maximum number is 3,500. Okay, let's find the minimum. We're going to come down here, type minimum. Hit Tab to move over. We're going to type equals, min, open parentheses. Click and drag. And there we go. We close the parentheses and we find the minimum. Again, if you have trouble, go back, rewind, watch what I just did. It's the same steps as maximum, except we're typing min this time. And next, we're going to do average. Hit the Tab key to move over. This time, it isn't just min and max like short. It's not AVG. We actually have to type out the full word average here. Open up our parentheses, and once again, we click and drag. Close the parentheses. And there we go. We find the average of that. Okay, so now we need to find the minimum, maximum, and average for every single item. And that's okay if it has the hashtags there. Don't worry about that. It means the number's there, but it's too big. It won't fit in our cell. We're having some trouble viewing that number. All right, so now we have all of our numbers here. This is what we need to do for our numbering. Next, we're going to do formatting, and I will see you there in the next video.